we are going to be taking those knees up. This is where you can grab that chair if you need to. And we're simply gonna be doing some knee rotations. So knee comes up to about hip height and you're gonna take it out. So just coming out through the hip, opening up the hip, coming back down, same side. So we got a little bit of stability already going there. You might feel a little bit of wobbly, kind of use that core to help you stabilize. Hand on that solid surface if you need to. And then switching sides, coming up to the opposite leg, taking that knee up to hip height, opening up through the hip flexor, coming out to the side as much as you can, back down and around. Trying to move through the hip and not opening up the torso. So we don't want the torso to follow. I want the torso and the hips to try to stay forward and just moving through that hip joint, taking that knee out. So letting your knee be your guidance. Last one. Then we're gonna come into a tin soldier. So tin soldier is going to be arms coming up to shoulder height, and we go one at a time, opposing arm to leg. So if I have my right arm up, I'm gonna be taking my left leg up. So for this movement, I want that core to stabilize you. So slightly tuck in that pelvic area, squeeze the glutes. Core is nice and straight here, spine is aligned. Right arm comes up, left leg comes up. We're moving through the hip. We're getting the hamstrings fired up here, and we're strengthening the core. So if my right arm is up, that means my left leg is going up, and vice versa. You may feel a little bit in your hamstrings here and your hips. You don't have to over kick here. We're not aiming to kick up to the hand. Just kind of helping you balance there. So opening up the hips, strengthening the core, stretching out the hamstrings. Warming up the body too, this nice gentle movement. Connecting into your breath here. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth through the movements. All right, last one, coming down. We're gonna go into a lunge stretch. So if you need, you can use a chair to help you stabilize. Mochi, taking one leg, whichever one you choose. I'm gonna go left leg first, right leg comes back. I'm gonna sink those hips straight down. So where I'm feeling this is my hip flexor and my quad and that back leg. So we don't want to arch the lower back. We want to make sure that the glutes are tucked in so the spine is straight with the hips, taking the hips straight down. That's really gonna get that stretch going there. Again, on the table, on the chair if you need assistance with balance. And you don't have to come all the way down. Maybe you're extra tight, maybe you sit at a desk or sit at a chair all day long. These hip flexors are probably gonna be a little bit tighter because they're used to being in a 90-degree angle all day. So take this time, breathe into it. You don't have to go full depth. You can come to a challenging area for you. Anytime you're doing a stretch, you should be in about, the stretch should feel like a 7 or an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. I don't want you to 10 like, oh God. No, we don't want to push it that far. A couple more seconds here. You can give yourself a gentle bounce. Pushing up, coming to standing and now switching sides. So if you were on the left in the front, take that right to the front. Take that position, hands on that stability. Take those hips straight down. Feel that stretch in that back leg, that hip flexor. Breathe it out. This is our second to last stretch here. Feel that deep stretch there. Woo. Bounce it out if you'd like. All right, gently come up. Last one we're gonna do is we're gonna be working on the ankles. Hi, George. So, standing position, hand on the chair, hand on the table, taking that ankle out. So standing on one foot, and I want you to point those toes down, and then I want you to take that ankle to the side, so out towards the body to the left, or depending on what side. So out towards the body. Then I want you to come up, toes come up towards the body, and then they go down and in towards the body. Point it straight, point it out, point it up, and point it in. Back down, out towards the body, back up, back in, and down. A couple more, going at your own pace. You're basically just moving from the ankle here in a sort of motion that's not really smooth. It's not like regular circles, right? We're really getting that joint controlled here. In towards the body, point it down, point it out, point it up, point it in. Coming down, switching sides. Shake it out, recenter every time you're doing something on one side of the body. Take a second in the middle to get grounded. Find your stability, find your grounding through your feet. Coming up on the opposite leg. Point those toes down. Go out towards the body, up, in, and down. Again, out, up, in, and down. Depending on your ankle mobility here, this might be extra challenging. Take your time, really try to move just from the ankle. Notice if you're moving through the hip or the knee. That's okay, it just takes time and practice. A couple more here, and then we're gonna get into our workout. All right, coming down. Jumping into the workout now. First thing we're gonna do, nice and easy, one of my favorite movements is gonna be the good morning. So, good morning, we're waking up the hamstrings, we're gonna be waking up the glutes. You're gonna have your feet stacked underneath your hips. Toes are gonna be pointed forward. Hands can come behind the back of the head. They don't have to. You can keep them straight, but the main thing is that we are moving just from the hips. So, hands behind the head, legs stay straight, no bend in the knees because we're wanting to get those hamstrings. I'm gonna come down, back is nice and flat. I'm gonna feel my hamstrings and my glutes say hello. You're gonna feel them here. Wherever you feel them is where I want you to squeeze and contract to come back up. That's simple. We're just doing a flat back bend over, keeping the knees nice and straight. So whenever you're ready, you can join in. If you feel your hamstrings right here and you're not coming to the full 90-degree bend, stay there and come up. Wherever you're feeling those hamstrings is where you want to come up. This main movement is connecting you into that area, and I want you to squeeze and contract to bring yourself up through the whole posterior chain back here, all right? Here we go. Let's do 12 together. If you already got started, good. Keep going with me. Neck and spine are staying aligned, so your gaze should be following your spine. I don't want you looking up like this. I want you to keep your neck aligned with your spine. Feel those hamstrings. Squeeze those glutes to come up. A couple more. All right, coming up. If you guys don't know by now, I'm not a great counter when it comes to this stuff, so I'll probably say one thing and maybe we go extra, but that's okay. Next movement. So we're gonna have 4 total movements. That was our first one. I want us to hit all movements 3 times. So next one we're gonna do is gonna be a reverse lunge. Now, hand on the table, hand on that chair. I'm gonna bring a chair too, just because I wanna demonstrate to y'all. Okay, so here is gonna be my stool to helping me for stabilizing. I want you to take, just like we did with the stretch, one leg back, hips are gonna be aligned with the spine. I'm gonna take my hips down, and now I'm gonna be pushing. Here's where the glute and hamstring activation comes in, pushing through that front leg to come up. So this front leg through that heel is doing all the work. All right, chair is helping me stabilize. I'm not pushing up the chair. I'm just using it for extra balance support. So, finding your position. We're gonna do 12 on each side. Whichever leg you want first, and then we're gonna switch to the other leg. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Take it down. Push up that front heel to standing. Back down. That's 2, 3, 1/2. Really connect into this area. Really push up that front heel. 3 more. Woo. All right, coming to standing, switching sides, quick break. Now, also when you're going back in there, I don't want that knee tapping the ground. Have it a couple inches rising. We don't need any more tension or pressure or basically any impact on that knee. Switching sides. Coming back and down. 3, 2, and 1. Take it down. Push up that front heel. You may find that one side feels a little bit weaker or wobblier than the other. That's okay. Keeping those toes down, but really pushing through that heel. Now with this reverse lunge too, you don't have to go into the full depth if you start getting tired. Coming up, mini break. With the reverse lunge, you can come into a half reverse too. So if I'm taking my position, I can come halfway. As long as I'm really squeezing and pushing off that front leg and front heel, I'm still gonna get glute activation there. So you don't have to come into a full depth. Maybe your knees, maybe your ankles are not warmed up for that today. That's okay. Go into a half depth. Remember, you can always adjust the depth wherever you're at. All right, sumo squats. We said we're targeting glutes, so we're really gonna do it. Hopefully Dana doesn't come in small, but take those legs nice and wide. Let's see if I can see myself better, okay. So, feet come nice and wide here. Toes are gonna be pointed outward. So a good outward. If front is, let's say front is 90, coming to about 45, halfway. And then you're gonna take those hips back and down and pushing up. So wide legs sumo squat. Now, again, you can go into a depth that's comfortable for you. Maybe today you've got that chair, all right, and you're coming halfway and you're pushing. Maybe you're even using the chair and you're sitting on the chair and pushing up. That might be a little bit harder because you gotta like get into a standing position all over again. So here we go. Take that sumo position. We're gonna go for 12 in 3, 2, and 1. Take it back and down. If you wanna challenge yourself, you can give yourself a pulse at the bottom. 2, 3, come up. Wherever you're at, always working, challenging yourself there. Or halfway. Gaze is forward, chest is up. 3 more. Ding. Give me 1 more. Pushing up, grabbing your water. That was our sumo. First round of sumo. All right, next movement, we're gonna have a squat step out. It's one of my favorite glute activation ones because we're activating both sides at the same time and having both muscles under tension. So you're gonna take a regular squat position. So feet come a little wider than hip width, toes are pointed slightly outward. You're gonna pick one side, coming into your squat position. So you can come hips to knees, you can come halfway, wherever you're at. You can use your chair for a little bit of support. You're gonna take one side and you're gonna step it out and step it back in. And you're staying low the whole time. All right, this one is the ultimate glute activator for me with no weights. So we're gonna do 12 on each side. Take that squat position wherever you're at. We're gonna step it out in 3, 2, and 1. Give me 1, 2. Halfway already. 8, 9, 10. Last one. Taking it up. Pushing through. Dana, stay on my butt. So with that one, we got the activation on this side because it's stabilizing, and we got this one because we're pushing up. So this one is like, it's like, whoo, 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 hello. Let's switch sides now. We don't want one more booty cheek to be bigger than the other. Take it down wherever you're at. Maybe this round, you need your stool. We're going opposite side in 3, 2, and 1. Step it out. The stool is merely there to help you stabilize, so you can really lean into this glute and push up. Halfway. Push through those heels. There we go. 2 more. And take it up. Woo! That one's a burner for sure. Shake it out, breathe it out, grab some water. We're gonna start from the top. What time is it? Hi, Victoria. All right, y'all. Here we go. Next round, we're gonna move fast. Take those good mornings. Hands behind the head. Legs are straight, moving from the hip. 3, 2, and 1. Using those hamstrings, using those glutes, squeeze and contract to come up. Halfway. Hi, Dana. 2 more. 11, 12. Coming up. Big inhale, straight into your reverse lunge. If you remember which leg you started on, I don't. So, hand on that stabilizer if you need it. Front leg. Other one comes back and down. Take those hips straight. Push off that front heel. Big push to standing back. Join in with me. We're doing 12. That's 2. Halfway. If you don't feel it, slow down the movement. Big push there. Slowing it down. Contracting that front leg glute. Couple more. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. Toweling off. Blowing your nose on your sweater. Here we go. Other leg comes forward, other leg comes back. Take those knees, give me a nice 90-degree bend. Push off that front. Let me show you from the side too. Let's jump into it. 2, 3, 4. Let's go, let's go. 5. Halfway. 2 more. Last one. Shake it out. Sumo squat. Nice and wide. Taking breaks whenever you need to and jumping back in. So I'm gonna keep moving into each one. If you need extra time, that's fine. Then I want you to jump back in when you're ready. Here we go. Legs are wide. 45-degree angle, point out on those feet. Take those hips back and down to a depth that's challenging for you. We got 12 in 3, 2, and 1. This one's good. Opening up the hips. We're halfway. Getting into that sacral area. There we go, there we go. 3, 2, and 1. Take it up. Sumo squat's done. Step out time. Take that squat position. We're gonna step it out. Let's start with the right side stepping out, left side stabilizing. In 3, 2, and 1. You gotta step it out. Stepping through the heel to activate the glute. Soft landing on the ball of the foot. Big push through the heel when you come up. So push through the heel. Push through the heel. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Take it up. Step it out. I always need to shake out my legs before with these high intensity ones. Opposite side. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Take it down. Step it out. There we go. Keep it low to really get that glute going. You can have that lean forward in that torso. Extra weight in that heel. Almost there. Give me 3. Give me 2. And give me 1. Take it up. Walk it out. Oh, hamstrings are screaming. The great thing about working the hamstrings is that they support the butt since they're right below it. Stronger they are, higher the butt goes. All right, where are we at on time? I promised someone we'd have 30 minutes. So, I don't know about y'all, legs feel good. I think we can move to abs. So, I'm gonna do 3 movements. They're gonna be awesome because they're all standing and I'm super excited. First one we're gonna know is pretty simple, right? We're gonna take that elbow, crossbody up to the knee. Now, with these ones, in order to feel them, to activate that core, we need to move slow and with intention. So, I don't wanna just, that's doing nothing for us. It's doing nothing. Again, 2, if you need some stabilizing, opposite side, hand on a chair, coming up, squeeze, slow release. Squeeze, slow release. This is really intentional here. So, let's do 10 on each side. Finding your position. 3, 2, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really stabilizing on that standing leg. Halfway. Whew, might get a little bit wobbly. Breathe it up. Woo. 2 more. Give me 1 more. So, I'm kind of rounding out the shoulder a little bit, squeezing right here as I'm coming up, and I'm slow releasing on the way down. That leg that's on the ground is helping you stabilize, so you're also working all through this area as well. Let's switch sides. 10 on the opposite side. 3, 2, and 1. Take it up. Squeeze. Slow. Don't move fast to this one. Contract those abdominals. Come down slowly. Halfway. Two more. Last one coming down. So, with these standing ones, it's all about really being intentional about it. So I want to make sure you're connecting every time. It doesn't have to be the most difficult looking exercise for it to be very effective. Next one we're going to do, same concept. Now we're going to be moving to the side. So we're going to be hitting the side of the body here, those obliques. So instead of coming opposite, crossbody, We're gonna come up. I'm sure you've seen these ones too. These ones are really gonna hit the obliques. Hand on there if you need stabilizing. We're gonna do 10 on each side. Arm comes up to the head, knee comes up to the side. Squeeze, back down. 2, 3, 1/2. Last one. Be slow and intentional about it. Switch sides. 3, 2, and 1. This side feels a little bit funky for me. You might have one side that always feels a little bit weird. Maybe if you're not left-handed. Everything just feels funny on the left side. Take your time. Connect, get that serious concentration face going. 1/2. Look at this. Looks like a tiny, easy movement, but I'm being really intentional about it. Connecting my brain into that part of the muscle I want to work. Squeezing it and releasing. 2 more. Taking it down. All right, last ab movement, and we made it through. So remember that tin soldier we did at the beginning? Now we're just gonna make a slight alteration to it. We're doing a slight curve. So this time, right arm up, left leg comes up. Instead of just keeping it straight, I want you to actually round, curve, and squeeze. So rounding the back, squeezing the core. So it's gonna look like this. Squeeze, come down. Switch, squeeze, come down. If you need to, always grab that stabilizer. Opposite side. So let's do 1 at a time, 10 on each side. We'll just do one side for now. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Take it up, squeeze, slow release. Show you from the side. We're going to 10. See that slight rounding in the back, not too much, because I'm squeezing through the abdominals when I come for that toe touch. Woo. If you got tight hamstrings, this one might be a little bit more difficult. As long as you're coming around and squeezing a little bit, you'll be fine. You don't have to kick that high. You can go here, squeeze. All right, let's switch sides. I'll show you opposite side. 3, 2, and 1. Kicking that leg up, squeezing and releasing. I don't have to come all the way up with the leg. I just have to round out a little bit. Even with my tight hamstring, I got a little bit in the knee, but I'm squeezing right here as I come and round out. Couple more. Give me 3. Give me 2. And give me 1.